Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding grinding machines. So grinding is a surface finishing operation where very thin layer of material is removed in the form of fine dust particles. That is the thickness of that particles. It is 0.25 to zero point 0.5 mm. Grinding can be defined as a material removal process by the abrasive action between the rotating abrasive wheel and the workpiece. So, such abrasive wheels are made up of fine grains of abrasive materials held together by a bonding material called a bond. Each individual and irregularly shaped grain acts as a cutting element. So grinding machine is a power operated machine tool where the workpiece is fed against a constantly rotating abrasive wheel, which is also called as grinding wheel, so that the thin layer of material is removed from the workpiece. So principle of grinding, the workpiece it is fed against a constantly rotating abrasive wheel so that a thin layer of material is removed from the workpiece. So the workpiece it is fed against the rotating wheel, that principle that is used in a grinding machine. So regarding the classification, so it is classified into four main categories. So first category it is surface grinding machine. So it is sub classified as horizontal spindle with reciprocating work table, vertical spindle with reciprocating work table, horizontal spindle with rotating work table, vertical spindle with rotating work table, creep feed grinding machine. Second category that is cylindrical grinding machines, that is external cylindrical grinder. It is sub classified as plain center type cylindrical grinder, universal cylindrical surface grinder, centerless type cylindrical surface grinder, special application of cylindrical grinder, and two post grinder. Third category it is internal grinding machine, that is chucking type, then planetary, centerless internal grinder, and tool and cutter in grinding machine. And fourth category that is other grinding operations, tool grinding, jig grinding, then disc grinding, snack grinding, abrasive belt grinding. So this is regarding the classification of the grinding machines. Now the first type of grinding machine, that is surface grinding machine. So surface grinding is normally used to grind plain flat surfaces. It is performed using either the periphery of the grinding wheel or the flat face of the wheel. Because the work is normally held in a horizontal orientation, peripheral grinding is performed by rotating the wheel about a horizontal axis, and the face grinding is performed by rotating the wheel about vertical axis. So in either case, the relative motion of the work part is achieved by reciprocating the work past the wheel or by rotating it. These possible combinations of wheel orientations and work part motions provide the four types of surface grinding machines. So these are the four types of surface grinding machines. So first, that is A, is horizontal spindle with reciprocating work table. So you can see in the diagram A the work table that can be reciprocated. So the direction it is given, reciprocation it is given. So work it is fixed on a table, and grinding wheel it is rotated, and work it is fed against the rotating grinding wheel. So that is the first type, horizontal spindle with reciprocating work table. In a B, you can see the horizontal spindle with rotating work table. So in that case, the work table it is rotated. Then C, it is vertical spindle with reciprocating work table. So spindle it is vertical and table it is reciprocating. And fourth is vertical spindle with rotating work table. So work table it is rotating with the workpiece, and the the grinding wheel, it is positioned vertically. So it is a typical surface grinder, you can see. So this is a bed, then there is a work table. So work table that can be moved longitudinally, then the cross feed, yeah, and you can move the table in a upward or downward direction. So three movements that you can give to the work table. Then there is a grinding wheel that is stationary and it is rotating at one place. There is a column on which the grinding wheel it is mounted. That is called the wheel head. So three adjustments that are given, that is in feed, that you can move the table in a upward and downward direction. Then the work speed, you can move the table in a longitudinal direction, and cross feed, that is you can move the table in a cross direction. Then cylindrical grinder. So cylindrical grinders are generally used to grind external surfaces like cylinders, taper cylinders, faces and shoulders of work. There are two types of cylindrical grinding machines. So first is external cylindrical grinding machine and second is internal cylindrical grinding machine. So first we will see cylindrical grinding machine, that is external cylindrical grinder. So this machine is used to produce external cylindrical surface. The surfaces may be straight, tapered, steps or profiled. Broadly, there are three different types of cylindrical grinding machines. So first is center type, then universal type, and third is centerless type. So first we will see the center type cylindrical grinder. So the machine, it is similar to a center lathe in many respects. The workpiece is held between headstock and tailstock. The disc type grinding wheel performs the grinding action with its peripheral surface. Both transverse and plunge grinding can be carried out in this machine. So this is a, you can see the diagram. There is a base. On the base there is a lower table. On the lower table there is a upper table that is mounted. On a upper table there are the T-slots that are provided on which you can fix the headstock and the tailstock. There is a work that can be held in between headstock and tailstock, and at the rear side of the headstock and tailstock, or the base or the bed, there is a wheel head on which grinding wheel is mounted. So you can move the wheel head in a cross direction, and regarding the work, you can move the work in a longitudinal direction, that is parallel to the axis of rotation of the work. So center type cylindrical grinders are intended for grinding plain cylindrical parts, although it can be also used for grinding contoured cylinders, fillets, and even cam and camshafts. The workpiece is usually held between centers or a chuck. The tailstock can be adjusted along the slots of the work table to suit the length of the workpiece and can be clamped at desired position. The grinding wheel is mounted on a spindle. So you can see the grinding wheel is mounted on a spindle of the wheel head, which travels along the crossways at the rear of the base. The grinding wheel is fed to the work by hand or power by engaging cross feed lever. Now regarding the construction, the lower table is mounted on a base and it slides longitudinally. So this lower table, so there are the guideways that are provided on a base on which the lower table can be moved longitudinally. The upper table is mounted on a lower table and it is pivoted at the center. So that upper table, that you can swivel at some angle. The upper table can be swiveled for a taper work up to plus or minus 10 degree. The upper table has a T-slots for securing headstock and tailstock for positioning to suit the length of the work. So you can move the tailstock and headstock along the upper table according to the length of the work along the T slots that are provided on a upper table, and then you can lock that headstock and tailstock on a upper table. Upper table has a T slots for securing headstock and tailstock. Adjustable trip dogs are provided on sliding table to reverse the table at the end of the stroke. There are four movements involved in a cylindrical center type grinding. First movement is the work must revolve. Second, the wheel must revolve. Third, the work must pass the wheel. And fourth, the wheel must pass the work. So these are the four movements that are involved in a center types cylindrical grinding. So these are all the parts of the center type cylindrical grinding. There is a base that is made up of cast iron and rest on the floor. It supports the parts mounted on the base. Then table are mounted on a top of the base. There are two tables, namely lower table and upper table. Then so that table that can be moved by hand or by power within the required limits. Upper table can be swiveled up to plus or minus 10 degree and clamp in position. Adjustable dogs are provided. Then headstock, tailstock and wheel head. As discussed earlier, the headstock that is mounted on the left side on the upper table, it supports the workpiece by means of a center and drives by means of a dog. So it may hold and drive the workpiece in a chuck. Tailstock that is mounted on a right hand side of the table, it can be adjusted and clamped in various positions to accommodate different length of workpiece. And wheel head, that is grinding wheel, it is mounted on a wheel head. So wheel head may be moved at right angles to the table ways. So it is operated by hand or by power, and the wheel head carries the grinding wheel. So these are all the parts of the center type cylindrical grinder. Then different operations that you can perform on this machine. So first it is a transverse grinding, and second it is a plunge grinding. So in a diagram A, it is a type of transverse grinding. So in transverse grinding, the work is reciprocated as the wheel feeds to produce cylinders longer than the width of the wheel face. So the length of the work, if it is more than the width of the wheel face, that type of grinding, it is called a transverse grinding. So you have to move the table in a longitudinal direction against the rotating grinding wheel. So that is called a transverse grinding. Second, that is a plunge grinding. In a plunge grinding, the work rotates in a fixed position as the wheel feeds to produce cylinders of equal length or shorter than the width of the wheel. So length of the work, when it is shorter than the width of the grinding wheel, then only you have to move the grinding wheel in a cross direction against the work. That type of grinding, it is called a plunge grinding. So this is a diagram of transverse grinding and plunge grinding. Then next part, that is external centerless grinder. So first that we have seen, it is a external grinder. The type is center type cylindrical grinder. And now the second, that is centerless cylindrical grinder for external surface. Centerless grinding is a method of grinding interior and exterior cylindrical, tapered or form surfaces on workpieces that are not held and rotated on centers. Centerless grinding is performed on workpieces which do not or cannot have centers such as pistons, valves, rings, tubes, balls, drills, and bushings. So, in short, when the workpieces cannot be held in between centers, then such type of workpieces can be performed by centerless grinding operation. So, you can see the diagram of centerless. There is a grinding wheel and there is a regulating wheel. In between the work it is placed and it is supported by the work rest. Both the grinding wheel and the regulating wheel it is rotating, and workpiece it is grinded in between the grinding wheel and regulating wheel. So this is a diagram. There is a grinding wheel. On a right hand side you can see there is a regulating wheel, both are rotating, and there is a work rest. On the work rest the work it is placed. So principal elements of the external centerless grinder are, so grinding wheel, second is regulating or backup wheel, and the work rest. Both wheels are rotated in a same direction. The work rest is located between the wheels. The work is placed upon the work rest and together with the regulating wheel is fed forward, forcing the work against the grinding wheel. The axial movement of the work past the grinding wheel is obtained by tilting the regulating wheel at a slight angle from horizontal. So you can see here the side view at the right hand side. So this, the regulating wheel it is tilted at some angle. So due to tilting of that regulating wheel, so there is a axial movement of the work it is obtained. Then internal centerless grinding. So you can see the diagram. So you can see the diagram of centerless grinding process for external surfaces. So there is a grinding wheel. On the right hand side there is a regulating wheel, and the work it is placed in between the grinding wheel and regulating wheel. At the bottom there is a work rest, and on the work rest the work it is placed. This is a centerless type cylindrical grinding machine. So again the another diagram it is shown. Grinding wheel, on the left hand side you can see there is a grinding wheel, there is a work rest at the bottom, work it is placed on a work rest, and at the left hand side there is a regulating wheel. So this is a 3D diagram, and on the right hand side there is a 2D diagram it is shown for centerless type cylindrical grinder for machining external surfaces. Now the terms that are used. So centerless grinding may be done in one of the three ways. So there are three ways or the three methods of grinding used in a centerless grinding machine. So first it is a through feed. So it is used for straight cylindrical work. So in through feed grinding, the work is passed completely through the space between the grinding wheel and regulating wheel, usually with guides at both the ends. You can see there are the guides. On a left hand side there is a grinding wheel, on a right hand side there is a, or on the right hand side there is a grinding wheel, on the left hand side there is a regulating wheel. So you can place anywhere the grinding wheel and regulating wheel, and in between the two wheels the work it is placed. The work is passed completely through the space between the grinding wheel and regulating wheel, usually with guides at both the ends. This method is used when there are no shoulders or other forms to interfere with the passage of the work. So when there is a plain work, so when there are no steps or shoulders, then this type of method, that is through feed, that you can use for grinding that surfaces. So it is useful for grinding long shafts and bars. The layers of metal removed by the grinding wheel in one pass reduces the diameter of the workpiece by 0.02 to 0.3 mm. So this is a method that is given for the through feed. The next is in feed method. So this method is used for step cylindrical workpiece which cannot be through feed. So if the workpiece is of step or irregular profile and therefore cannot be traverse between the wheels, then this process it is used. So when there are the steps or shoulders on a workpiece, you cannot use the through feed method. So you can go for the in feed grinding process. So here the workpiece is placed on a work rest blade after the regulating wheel is retracted. Then regulating wheel is moved to fed the workpiece against the grinding wheel. So this process is useful to grind shoulders and form surfaces. So this is a process that is given for the in feed, that is also called the plunge cut grinding. Then the end feed method. So in this method, both the grinding wheel and regulating wheels are tapered, and thus produce tapered workpieces. So for tapered workpieces, you cannot use the through feed method, in feed method. You can go for the end feed grinding. In that, the both the grinding as well as regulating wheel that are tapered according to the shape of the work. So the workpiece is fed from one side until it reaches the stop. So this method results in exact taper and size. So this is a method that is given for the end feed process. So this is regarding the external centerless grinding process. Now we will move on internal grinding machine. So used to produce internal cylindrical surface. The surface may be straight, tapered, grooved or profiled. So there are three different types, that is checking type, planetary and centerless grinding. So the first, that is a checking type. So you can see in a diagram. So various motions required for grinding action is as per the figure. So the work, it is rotating, the grinding wheel it is also rotating, and the wheel that can be moved, grinding wheel that can be moved in a longitudinal direction as well as in a cross direction. So these are the movements that are involved in a center. You can say it is a center type or checking type. So workpiece is usually mounted in a chuck. The magnetic faceplate can be also be used for holding the workpiece. So internal grinding is employed for finishing accurate holes in hardened part and also when it is impossible to apply other method for finishing holes. The workpiece is held in a chuck or special fixture and rotated. The straight type grinding wheel is rotated and has two feeds. First feed is longitudinal feed along the wheel axis, that is reciprocating motion, and second is cross feed at the end of each pass, that is for the given the depth of cut. So the grinding wheel is carried in a grinding head. In another design of machine, the grinding wheel is rotated in a fixed position while the workpiece is slowly rotated and transverse back and forth. So this is a center type or the checking type. So these are the diagrams, that is a plunge grinding, profile grinding, traverse grinding according to the different movements. Then centerless internal grinder. So holes in ring type parts can be ground on internal centerless grinding machines. The workpiece is held between three steel rolls, that is support roll, pressure roll and regulating roll mounted in housing. So you can see the diagram. There is a pressure roll, support roll and regulating roll. In between that rolls, the work is mounted or the work is held. The lever mounted on pressure roll exerts a preset force on the workpiece, holding it against the support and regulating rolls. So in a work, you can see there is a grinding wheel. The regulating roll linked to the work drive rotates the workpiece. The axial force acting on the workpiece due to the fact that the regulating wheel axis is inclined to about half degree. The workpiece is loaded and unloaded by moving the pressure roll outwards. So these are some advantages of centerless grinding. Requires less grinding stock. Centerless grinding has high rate of production. Helps in high rigid support to work. Easy to control. So you will get the quality of the work. Less skilled persons are required. So these are some advantages. Disadvantages: it is not so easy to handle at different working diameters. Not useful at less production. Changing the tool of grinding wheel takes long time. So it is not useful for long, flat and keyways. So next topic, that is selection of grinding wheel. How the grinding wheel it is selected. So factors for grinding wheel selection. To achieve better result in grinding operation, the following factors are to be considered. So it is classified into two groups. First is constant factors. So in a constant factors, different parameters are material to be removed, material to be ground, amount of stock to be removed, area of contact and type of grinding, that is the nature of work. Then the second category, that is variable factor. In that different elements are the wheel speed, work speed, condition of machine, personal factor. So the first, that is constant factors. So constant factor, in that first is material to be ground. So it affects the selection of the grinding wheel, which influence the selection of abrasive. So aluminum oxide for high tensile strength material. Then the grain size. So medium grains are used for operation where the stock removal and finish both are required. And grade is hard wheel for soft material and soft wheel for hard material that is used. So that is the first factor that you have to consider while selection of the grinding wheel. That is the first, that is a constant factor in which we have seen the material to be ground. Next is under the constant factor, amount of stock to be removed. So coarse grain are used for fast removal of material and fine grain for finishing operation. Then next parameter is area of contact. For long contact are coarser grain and soft grades of grinding wheels are used, and for small contact area finer and hard wheels are used. Then next parameter under constant factor is type of grinding machine. So light machine is subjected to vibration. So for harder grinding wheel, the poor condition machine would be okay. For soft grinding wheel, the heavy rigidity constructed and well maintained machine that is required. Then the variable factors. So first is wheel speed. So it is influenced by grade and bond. High wheel speed for soft grinding wheel. Then work speed, that is harder wheel for high speed work in relation with wheel speed. Then depends upon the condition of grinding machine and the personal factor. Then truing and dressing. So grinding wheel becomes worn from its original shape because of breaking away of the abrasive and the bond. So sometimes the shape of the wheel is required to be changed for form grinding. So for these purposes, the shape of the wheel is corrected by means of diamond tool tracers. So this is done to make the wheel true and concentric with the bore or to change the face contour of the wheel. So this is known as the truing of the grinding wheel. Then dressing. If the grinding wheels are loaded or gone out of shape, they can be corrected by dressing or truing of the wheels. So dressing, it is a process of breaking away the glazed surface so that sharp particles are again presented to the work. The common type of wheel dressers known as star dressers or diamond tool dressers are used for this purpose. So this is a dressing of a grinding wheel. So there is a grinding wheel, and at the right hand side you can see the diamond dresser that is inclined at 10 to 15 degrees, and that is placed on a rest, and it is fed against the rotating wheel. That is called the dressing. Then the dressing by star wheel method. So star dresser that is mounted and that is placed on a rest, and it is fed against the rotating grinding wheel. So star dresser consists of number of hardened steel wheel on its periphery. The dresser is held against the face of the revolving wheel and moved across the face to dress the wheel surface. So this is regarding the grinding machines. Thank you.